Have you ever just stopped and wondered how an AI that can write poetry or debug code can get stumped by a math problem a 10-year-old could solve? It's this weird paradox that really gets to the heart of what AI is. So today, we're going to dig into the incredible journey of how these models went from being, well, really smart parrots to something that can actually reason.
Okay, so let's really get into this because this is the core puzzle, right? Early large language models. They were phenomenal pattern matchers. I mean, they could pull up facts and copy human language like you wouldn't believe. But the moment you gave them a problem that needed a few logical steps, they'd just fall flat. And it wasn't because they didn't know the information. It was because they didn't have a process.
And this slide right here, this shows you exactly what I'm talking about. On the left, with a standard prompt, the AI just blurts out an answer, and it's totally wrong. It probably saw 5 and 2 and just added them. But look at the right, with one tiny little change, just adding the magic words, "let's think step by step," the whole game changes. The AI lays out its logic, and boom, it gets the right answer. This tiny discovery was an absolute game changer.
Yeah, that simple phrase basically kicked off a revolution in AI research. It led to the very first major breakthrough in teaching machines how to reason, a technique called chain of thought. This was literally the moment we started teaching AI how to show its work.
So what exactly is chain of thought, or a CoT, as people call it? At its heart, it's a way of prompting that just forces the model to slow down. You know, instead of just jumping straight to an answer, it has to break the problem down into a bunch of smaller, logical steps, kind of like how a person would work through it on a notepad. It's all about making the process explicit, not just the final result. And the impact of this simple idea was just huge, for 3 big reasons. First, accuracy on these tricky reasoning tasks shot way up. Second, it gave us a window into the AI's thinking. For the first time, we could actually see its logic, which is absolutely crucial when you need to figure out why it got something wrong. And maybe best of all, it was super cheap. You didn't need to spend millions retraining these giant models, you just had to ask the question in a slightly different way. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Here's the data. Look at this. On a standard benchmark of grade school math problems, a massive model called Palm went from a pretty pathetic 25% accuracy all the way up to 57%, just by using a chain of thought prompt. I mean, it more than doubled its performance. That was a gigantic leap. But, and this is a big but, there was a catch. This incredible new skill, this reasoning ability, it only seemed to appear in the absolute biggest models. We're talking ones with over 100 billion parameters. If you tried it on smaller models, it actually made them worse. This led to what's called the scaling hypothesis, the idea that reasoning isn't something you program into an AI. It's an emergent ability that just kind of pops into existence once a model gets big enough. So chain of thought was a massive first step, but it wasn't perfect. It had a critical flaw. Its step-by-step process was actually pretty fragile. And that weakness is what pushed researchers to develop a whole new toolkit of even more powerful and robust reasoning techniques.
And this gets right to the core problem with a single chain of thought. If you make one tiny mistake in step 1, a small miscalculation or a logical slip, that error just snowballs. It corrupts the entire rest of the chain, and you end up with a totally wrong answer. It's called a cascading error, and it was the #1 problem that the next wave of techniques had to solve.
The first really clever solution was a technique called self-consistency. The idea is simple. Instead of asking the AI for just one way to solve the problem, you ask it for, say, 10 different ways. You generate a bunch of different reasoning paths. Then you just take a majority vote. Sure, a few of the paths might go off the rails and end up with weird answers, but odds are the most common answer is the right one. It's just a simple, democratic way to make the whole process way more reliable.
But for the really hard problems, things that involve complex planning, you need something even more powerful. And that brings us to Tree of Thoughts, or TOT. And just look at the difference here. It's night and day. On the game of 24, which is a super tricky math puzzle, chain of thought was useless, getting it right only 4% of the time. Tree of Thoughts, on the other hand, nailed it 74% of the time. It works by exploring tons of different lines of reasoning at the same time, kind of like branches on a tree, and it can even backtrack if a path looks like a dead end.
Then you've got least to most prompting. And I like this one, because it's basically inspired by how we teach humans. You use scaffolding. It happens in 2 stages. First, you tell the AI, hey, break this big, scary problem down into a list of smaller, easier problems. Then you have it solve each little problem one by one, using the answer from the last step to help with the next.
It's a really smart, structured way to handle problems that get more and more complex as you go.
So let's do a quick recap of these advanced tools, okay? Chain of thought is your basic one-track mind, simple and easy to see. Self-consistency makes it more robust by taking a vote from a whole crowd of reasoning paths. Tree of thoughts is the master planner, exploring a whole forest of possibilities. And least to most is the builder, tackling big projects by breaking them into small, manageable steps. Okay, so all of these prompting techniques are kind of like clever software updates that help an AI think better. But what about the hardware itself, the actual AI models? Well, the next huge leap forward came from building AI brains that were designed for reasoning from the very beginning.
This timeline really shows you the evolution. At first, back in 2022, we were just trying to get general-purpose models to reason. Then, we got specialized models, like Google's Minerva, which were basically force-fed a diet of science textbooks and math problems. More recently, we've seen aligned models, which aren't just trained on the right answers, but on data that explicitly shows them how a good reasoning process looks. And that brings us to today, with the emergence of large reasoning models, or LRMs, that are being built from the ground up to think deliberately.
All right, so we've seen all this incredible progress. It sounds like we've got it all figured out, right? Well, not so fast. Now it's time for a little reality check, because for all of its new powers, AI reasoning still has some really deep-seated problems that can create what some researchers call an illusion of thought. This quote really gets at a huge question. Is the AI step-by-step explanation how it actually found the answer? A lot of the time, the answer is no. Research shows that models can do something called motivated reasoning, where they basically guess an answer first and then work backward to create a logical-sounding story to justify it. The chain of thought isn't a thought process at all. It's a rationalization made up after the fact. And that is definitely not the only problem. We still have hallucinations, or models just confidently invent facts. Those cascading errors are still a huge issue in any step-by-step process. All these advanced techniques are also really slow and computationally expensive. And get this, sometimes they can even cause the AI to overthink a simple problem, adding extra steps that actually make it more likely to mess up. But here's the cool part. These challenges, they're exactly what's pushing the next wave of innovation. Researchers are now thinking beyond just better prompts and bigger models. They're trying to build machines that can reason in a way that's much more robust and maybe, just maybe, a bit more human. So let's take a peek at what's coming next. The big goal for the entire field can be summed up with this idea from cognitive science, which splits our thinking into two modes. You've got System 1, which is your fast, automatic, gut-feeling kind of thought. Then there's System 2, which is your slow, deliberate, effortful, logical reasoning. Early AIs were masters of System 1. The whole point of these new large reasoning models is to build an AI that can actually engage in that tough, analytical work of System 2. So what does that future actually look like? Well, we're seeing things like chain of verification, where models are being taught to double-check their own work and fix their own mistakes. We've got reasoning via planning, which lets an AI look ahead and see the consequences of its actions before it takes them. Maybe the coolest is agentic workflows, where you have one manager AI that delegates tasks to a whole team of other specialized AIs. And then there's the holy grail, neurosymbolic hybrids, which try to combine the creative power of neural networks with the rock-solid reliability of formal logic. And that brings us to the final, really big thought here. The whole journey we've talked about has been about getting machines to show their work, to follow a process, and the progress has been absolutely incredible. But the next frontier, the much harder problem, is about genuine understanding. It's the difference between just mimicking the steps of logic versus actually knowing why those steps work. And cracking that is the real quest for artificial intelligence.